Órale, Cholo Choc, los tres chingones. Boxing shots to all the chingones y chingonas, man. All right. So David tapped out very last minute. He's spending time with some family, but we do have the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 3651, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What's up, Ed? Let's get this. Vámonos.
Let's do it, big dog. How's everything going for you, man?
Oh man, they got me working at elementary school. Yeah, with little kids, man. it's
What
cool, but they're little kids.
I, is you don't always work at an elementary school, do you?
No. I'm a long-term sub, so I work
Yeah.
at junior highs and high schools. But I'm doing summer school, and they offered me to work at elementary school. I'm like, let's do it. But these are little kids. You gotta and high school level. You give them the assignment. You just kick it. You chill, and you supervise. This one, they're little kids. You gotta pay attention all the time. Yeah, so
Hey,
they got me on my
hey,
toes.
hey, everybody out there, man, discipline and watch your damn little kids so Mikey doesn't have to do it for you.
Exactly.
All right, man. Look, we'll get into the fights that happened over the weekend, and we'll get into Brian Norman in a second. But I do want to touch on a story that came down, and we never got a chance to touch on it. We were speculating on what was going down and what should have happened, and I know we're a little bit late to the party on this one, but it did finally come down that they did rule the punch. I know, like I said, we're late on this one. All right. Going back to Charlie Suarez versus Emmanuel Navarrete, they ruled that fight a no contest, Mikey, and they did rule it that it was caused by a punch, and now it's a no contest, and that there's going to be a rematch. However, there might not be a rematch because Navarrete's saying that he's probably just going to move up. What's your thoughts on that? On all that, man? We were speculating that that's probably what's going to happen, but that's what happened.
I mean, Suarez, man, he gave a hell of a fight to Navarrete, and he deserves to get another chance. And he doesn't deserve to get an L. It was too close to call, and it was a punch. And we went through it. It was a punch, but that the when he rubbed him with the mouthpiece, that was like the icing on the cake. But yeah, it was the punch that caused it. Maybe that would cost it, and that was the icing on the cake. The icing, the rubbing. But Navarrete can't make that weight no more, Ed. He can't make weight. He needs to move up.
Okay, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing when it comes with me, right? If you went back and if they went back and reviewed it like they said they did, and they concluded that okay, yeah, it was caused by a punch. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna rule it a no contest and mandate a rematch. But Navarrete is saying no, he's moving up. Okay, here's the problem that I have with all this, Mikey, and it's been
Mhm.
bothering me. I've been wanting to bring it up, but we've been talking about so many other things. Tomorrow's a little bit of a slow boxing weekend, so we got a little bit of time to talk about it here because this has been bothering me. Okay, so if you ruled it that it was caused by a punch, why is it a no contest? The fight was stopped because the doctor stopped it. If you are putting it out there, the articles are out. They came out
Mhm.
and they said it was ruled by a punch. Okay, so if it's ruled by a punch and the doctor stopped it, that's a TKO. What's with the no contest? I don't understand that. Unless, Mikey, unless they are saying that if they did know that it was by a punch right then and there, then the doctor would have let it go. He would have said like, "Oh, I'm not gonna stop the fight. You guys keep going because it was caused by a punch." Unless that's what they're saying, showing their dirty hand. But if you are ruling it, if they ruled it, which that's what they said, Mikey, they came out. It's there in print. They said
Yeah,
they ruled it by a punch. So now we're gonna rule in no contest. No, no. If you're ruling that it was caused by a punch, then that is a TKO, and Suarez should get the victory, Mikey.
yeah, no, maybe they're trying to save face. Uh, but the Filipino fighter does not deserve an L uh on that fight. Because he's not going to get ever get a chance to fight again if he doesn't get a win or if he gets a loss in his record. So they're probably doing him a favor.
I mean, yeah, Rain, but we'll get to that. This fight that we're talking about actually happened a few weeks ago, but we didn't get to the whole fallout of what transpired after that, and the final ruling of
Absolutely.
it. And the final ruling of it is that they wrote that it was okay. Yeah, they admit it. Yeah, you know what? It was caused by a punch. That gash was caused by a punch. Okay, so if you're ruling it that it was caused by a punch and the doctor stopped it, that is a win for Charlie Suarez. That is a victory for Charlie Suarez. Having it, ruling it a no contest does not do any good. I mean, at the very least, you're not putting that L on Charlie Suarez. I understand that point, but if you're coming out and saying like, okay, we confirmed it, it was caused by a punch. Okay, so that means Charlie Suarez won the fight. Then what am I missing here? What am I missing? Unless, like I said, Mikey, unless they are saying, unless they are showing their dirty ass hands and saying that, oh, if we knew then that it was by a punch, we would have tugged on the doctor and said, don't stop the fight, don't stop the fight because it's caused by a punch. So don't stop the fight. Unless that's what they're saying. But if you're ruling it, you're coming back and saying, okay, you know what? We reviewed all the footage and everything, and yeah, it was caused by a punch. The gash was caused by a punch, so it's a no contest. No, Charlie, it's not a no contest. That's a TKO victory for Charlie Suarez, Mikey. That's why I'm saying I don't I don't. There should be more outrage on this. The only reason why there's not a lot of outrage on this because nobody really knows who Charlie Suarez is. The conclusion of all of this came back like 3 weeks after the fight, 2 weeks after the fight, when there was more headlines in the boxing world. But in reality, nah, Charlie, man, Charlie Suarez got robbed. Even with this final ruling, Mikey, of a no contest, that's still a robbery because you're saying because they said they ruled it a punch, but we're not gonna give you that TKO victory. We'll just say a rematch, which probably isn't even gonna happen. And even if it does happen, that's still not justice, man. Charlie Suarez should be champion. I believe he should be champ, man.
Yeah.
Let me see. Nava and ESPN, both shady. What's up, Demetrio? What's up to everybody on here? Anthony Bravo, everybody, man. Yola JC, Puerto Rican rum. ESPN has been a joke for boxing. Pac-Man dirty. Oh, when he fought Jeff Horn in the Thunder Down Under, I remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I just want to get that off my chest, man, because I don't hear anybody talk. I didn't hear anybody. That news came down. I don't know, like a week ago or something, and we never really talked about it. But I mean, I want to get that off my chest because I didn't really hear anybody talking about it, and it's like, no, you looked at the footage, you ruled that that gash was caused by a punch, and now you're saying it's a no contest. No, that's a TKO. And Charlie Suarez got robbed. He got robbed. So let's see. I don't think we see the rematch, Mikey. I really don't, man. But
Yeah, no, but I think can't make weight, man. He can't make that weight no more.
yeah, nah, dog. He likes the tortas too much, Holmes. He likes
And
the
sopas de
tortas
vaso.
too much.
He called it that. Sopas de vaso.
Hey, all right, man. So I just want to go ahead and get that off my chest. That's a little bit of old news, man, but we never got a chance to talk about it. Let's talk a little bit something more updated, which is Mikey. The B samples came back
Oh,
for Jaime Munguia, and the vato's dirty, man. The vato is dirty. Mikey, how much faith did you really have in the B samples? Because it's from the same sample. It's not like like he takes another piss. He just the same piss. It's just in two different separate containers. But
yeah,
now that did you have a little bit of hope, Mikey, that something was mishandled?
yeah. I think I had a little bit of hope because what's his name? Mungia never got caught, or never pissed dirty before. So I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, which I do it to everyone unless it keeps happening. But yeah, man, he had to win this fight. There's too much money on the line for Mungia. He is one of the faces of Mexican boxing right now. After if Canelo leaves, it's Mungia is going to be left. There's not a lot, and there's a lot of money in him doing fights and Vegas and pay-per-views and tickets. There was a lot on the line. He couldn't take a L, and they probably slipped something in for him to be strong. And yeah, man, they cheated. They cheated.
Now, of course, like everybody else, he's saying he doesn't know his men's team. They're denying everything. They don't know how he got in there and everything of that sort. Yeah, everybody's kind of making the connections that you just made. He got knocked out by this dude, so that makes him look a little more guilty because he actually got stopped by this guy. Um, the BBBOC. Um, to the best of my knowledge, has not ruled a penalty quite yet. Those dudes do not play around, man. 2 to 4 years. But I don't think that has any effect on this side of the world. So maybe his career continues like nothing happened. I'm not really sure. But Mikey, I mean, people are still looking at the Reynoso camp, man. Are you kind of like, hey, man, maybe things should get checked out, but at the same time, David had said, like, well, who's gonna do that? I mean, is there something there, Mikey, where you're like, should something get checked out of any sort at the Reynoso camp?
I mean, let's I mean, it's not the first time that's happened. A few of his fighters, including Canelo, have gotten caught or in trouble doing this. Yeah, there's just got to be some speculation there, man. Somebody has to keep an eye. Reynoso needs to be in charge of this and take charge of this because his name's looking bad. His name's looking bad. So yeah, keep it real. Even though I love the Reynoso camp, the Canelo camp, but let's keep it real, man. Something's up.
Man, okay, so now, see, there's the part where now I'm just kind of like, okay, where does Mungia go from here? What is the best move for Mungia? If it, okay, so the BBBOC comes down and says, you know what, you're suspended for freaking 4 years, whatever. But that's on that side of the world,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was
If
saying.
if yeah, so if he could still fight over here on this side of the world tomorrow, right? Like nothing ever happened. What do you think is his best bet, Mikey? Should he fight immediately as fast as he could, or should he take some time off?
Damn, that's a good question, Ed. I mean, damage control, lay low for a little bit and then come back. But he needs to be active. We like fighters to be active. So there's the two sides. I don't know how to answer that. Damage control, lay low, disappear. Fans, we forget about stuff. If it's not if every day we get something new on TV. You know what I mean? So damage control, lay low for a little bit, then come back. But he needs to fight. So yeah, I don't know how to answer that.
Should there be a trilogy with Brunello?
Nah, man, nah. That's it. That's it. He had to be on steroids because he couldn't lose to him. He had to be on steroids. There's too much money on the line for him. And if he would have got caught, they had to calculate. You get caught, it's in freaking Great Britain, or where was it? No, it was in
Saudi
in
Arabia.
yeah, and it was, you said Great Britain. He can't fight in Great Britain because it was
He-
part of the Great
right.
Britain Commission, something like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, if we take a L, all right, we're not gonna fight over there no more. So he had to win this fight with Brunello, and he won with steroids. So I don't want to see
That's
this
so.
fight again.
Well, okay, okay, hold on. Okay, but but that's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so the first time he fought him, he got stopped. The second time he fought him, he beats him. However, he doesn't beat him the way Brunello beat Munguia. He beats him on points, and then he's popped dirty that he was cheating. That's why I'm saying, Mikey. I think this does. I think this is there's enough value there for there to be a third fight.
And Ed, what kind of steroid? This is a testosterone. It's a testosterone type of steroid that I don't know the difference. It doesn't make you stronger. It's a testosterone that well, testosterone does get you stronger, right? It gives more energy, or how does that work? I don't know exactly, but it's
Uh,
testosterone.
you know what, man? We're missing David on here.
He's on
He's the
testosterone. Is that
guy.
what you're trying to say?
He's no, he's the guy more educated on a lot of these peds, man. He's a
Yeah,
gym rat. So I really do not know, man. I don't know exactly what he was on. I mean, I was reading it, but I couldn't really give you an
yeah,
educated uh, description on what it is. But whatever it was, he wasn't supposed to have it. But that's what I'm saying. If he fought Brunello, lost, but lost because he got stopped, and then he fights him again in the revancha, beats Brunello, but in a somewhat subpar, kind of boring way. That's why I said it to you, and I said it to David. I said, should this before any of this PED thing even came out, I asked you guys, should there be a trilogy? You guys said no, and I said, I don't know, man, because Brunello stopped him. Munguia beat Brunello, but he didn't stop him. Like I mean, it was kind of a way like, all right, cool. So I won the fight. I won the fight, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I wasn't really satisfied when AJ beat Andy Ruiz the second time. I'm like, hey, AJ, Ruiz, stopped you, man. He stopped you like in the fourth round, and you beat him. I think there's room for a trilogy. We never got it. I think there's room for a trilogy here, man.
yeah,
I was trying to cover Hyman. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, and if the BBBOC comes down and gives a hard ruling, I think it'd be a little interesting to see if any of the commissions on this side of the world will go ahead and, I don't know, punish him for whatever reason as well. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I would say the best thing for him to do is probably jump in the ring again and just get a victory.
yeah,
Just keep fighting, try to pretend like nothing happened. As long as you keep on passing your test, eventually I think this will fade off. So,
yeah.
but at some point, I think he needs to run it again with Brunello, man. So, we'll see what happens with that. The Mexico meat, I get sick. I just a quick little story, dog. Just hey, just a quick little story, okay? So I was down in Mexico, right? And they have everybody outside making the tacos and everything, right? So I got me a torta, right? And the dudes outside, we're on the sidewalk and everything, and the sidewalks over there, they don't clean them. There's little gutter water going along the curb of the sidewalk, right? Little green algae, dirty water, little small stream of dirty water, right? And the dude is there with the meat cleaver. I'm waiting for my torta, and he's chopping up the meat. He drops the meat cleaver.
Oh
It,
wow.
if he drops it, it lands right into that little stream of water. He picks it up, wipes it on his apron, and keeps on cutting the meat.
Wow. Beautiful.
I,
Yeah.
I still ate the torta, Holmes. I still ate the torta. So somebody
Yeah,
could
I
that could have
definitely
been
ended the
some
one.
piss stream. That could have been some piss stream or something, man. But yeah,
Yeah,
I still ate the torta. All right, let's get in front of me.
that's
Hey,
funny.
he didn't, Mikey. He didn't even try to hide it. He didn't like in front of everybody. Everybody's outside, man. Everybody's outside waiting for the food and everything. He's chopping like, oh, it fell. It hit the little stream of water where the little water kind of splashes up. It's green and everything. He just gets it, wipes on his apron, and just pop, 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 pop. Keeps on chopping it up, and it's like, all right,
Oh yeah,
hey. And I just kind of like look to my I don't want to be the only one to say something. You know what I mean? Because I'm
yeah,
pocho, homie.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
Chicano. You know what I mean? I'm in Mexico, and I'm just kind of like there with the gente. I'm like, hey, if none of the other raza is gonna say anything, then I don't want to be Mr. Bougie. Oh, Mr. Americano has a problem,
yeah.
huh?
Nah,
Mr. America over there. So if they didn't say anything, I'm like, I'm not saying anything either. Then, man, if this is how you vatos get down. Hey, I thought madre, let's go, let's do it, man. I don't want
yeah.
to be,
Nah.
yeah, I
Sometimes
don't
you got
want
to
to
take
be
it for the
Mr.
team. Sometimes you got to
Yeah,
take it for the team, man.
yeah, Holmes. I don't want to look like Mr. Spoiled, Mr. USA, Pocho Americano, and Mexico like that.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
hey, I'm complaining about it, So, hey, Mikey.
yeah,
So we had some fights over the weekend, man. Andy Cruz looked good. I couldn't tell you anything about his opponent. But he looked good, man. This Cuban guy, I'm telling everybody, we do not need to wait with this Andy Cruz guy at 135. This guy is ready for the big time. He's ready for the big show. He's fighting at 135. Mikey, honestly, right now, big dog, you think of everybody at 135, I think I favor him over everybody. When you think about everybody at 135, I'm not talking about guys that moved up to 140, but everybody at 135, I think I got Andy Cruz, man. Who's that 135, Mikey? Where you're like, nah, you know what? I think this guy could take him.
yeah. I mean, all the 135s moved up. Rayo moved up. Uh, Tank's still there. Um, so yeah, I don't know. And but Ed, Cuban fighters don't have chins. I seen them. I seen the Gamboas. I seen the Casamayors. They're great. They were good. Casamero was great, but they don't have chins. Cubans don't have chins, and it's gonna get tested. So you said he could beat everyone in the 135 division. There's gonna be a paisita that eats that meat, and is gonna bring it to him. Not talking about steroid meat either. I'm talking about the carne asada you ate in
Yeah,
Mexico.
eating the gutter water meat. Okay, all right, all right.
Exactly.
Look, okay, his skills. I'm with you. You know what? That's a good point because everybody talks about Cuban fighters and they talk about their boring style, right? This guy's a little bit different, but you're right, Mikey. Maybe his chin isn't all that. But
Mm-hmm.
man, his skills, the way he moves around at in the ring, and I just don't think anybody could keep up with this guy, dog. This guy
Yeah.
looks
Looks good.
incredibly good. Yeah, he looks really good, man. And I like I said, but he's supposed to look good with the opponents that he has in the ring. But Mikey, let's get to the main event, man. Cambosis versus Richardson Hitchin. All right. I was entertained, man. We were on here last week and we thought like, you know what, it could be a stinker. I thought it was a pretty damn good fight. What did you see, Mikey?
Yeah, man. Hitchens just controlled them with that jab. Hitchens was longer. He's a bigger guy. Um, and he just controlled him with that jab. Boom, boom, boom. Body shots. Boom, boom, boom. And he stopped him. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get. I wasn't paying attention, right? But I didn't see nothing in Cambosis. He got stopped to the body. He got pop shotted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Uh,
know, Ed.
yeah, when Hernandez find out, that's another Cuban fighter right there. Those two Cubans are different type of Cubans, man. All right, I at first it looked like Cambosis was trying to box with Hitchens, right? And I'm like, nah, that's the wrong move. You gotta make it an ugly fight. You gotta make it a dirty fight. And then he tried. He tried to make it an ugly fight, and he had a little bit of his moments. right?
Yeah.
I don't think he won in many rounds, but he had a little bit of his moments. He had a little bit of success here and there, but Hitchinson was still winning the fight. I like that version of Hitchens. Now, I don't know if that's because he was fighting Cambosis or it's because he was showing something new in his arsenal. But this version of him was not boring to me, Mikey. I was really entertained by this fight. So you tell me, man, because you're the scientist on this. Was this fight entertaining because Cambosis was making it entertaining, or was it because Richard Hitchinson was showing something different in his arsenal?
I mean, he showed something different in his arsenal. He got better from the last time I seen him. Uh, but he's fighting Cambosis, a guy that is in a losing streak. I don't know if he got to win somewhere, but every time he goes to the big dance, he chokes. He loses. Uh, he's just a name. He's that guy you face to go to the next level. And Hitchens got tested, and he's now on the next level. But he did what he had to do. He pop shotted him. That's how Hitchens kind of fights. Uh, he fights on the outside, and he stayed in the pocket. He showed that the Philly shell, and he's popping. I mean, I've seen that Hitchens before. And he does get hit, but Cambosis doesn't have anything. So that's why he was comfortable catching shots, staying in the pocket, fighting in the outside. He did what he did, grabbing them, moving them. So we saw something different, but uh, I think I still saw something the same. Beating Cambosis is not oh my god type of fight.
Okay, all right. So okay, let me. You know what, man? I want to give props to George Kambosos. All right,
Yeah,
I am. Here's why. Is he a good fighter? Is he a good boxer in the ring? No, no, he's not, man. One day, I do want to see him versus Rolly Romero for whatever reason. I want to see him versus Rolly. But, here's the thing, Mikey. This dude has gone in there with the best. He never beat any of them, with the exception
yeah,
of Teofimo. He has remained relevant, Mikey, with losing and getting into and not dodging or not ducking anybody. He could have somewhat stayed relevant in fighting a bunch of tomato cans after beating Teofimo. That was his rise to fame. He could have just kept on fighting in Australia a bunch of tomato cans and kept winning and just talk smack online about guys like Lomachenko, guys like Devin Haney, guys like Richardson Hitchens, all the guys that he fought. He could have just been talking smack about them online and just saying like, "Oh, you know what? We're not fighting because they're scared of me. They're scared of me. We can't work out a deal. Whatever, whatever." Right? Exactly. What American fighters do today, he could have been doing that and stayed in Australia, made more money. I give it up to George Kambosos, not because he's a great fighter, but because he has a fighter's heart. He went in
yeah.
there. He talks a lot of smack. Fine, so be it. That's cool. You don't have to like him. I'm not telling anybody to like him. I'm not telling anybody to like him. But that dude never ducked anybody, never dodged anybody, and and I noticed it at the very end of the fight when he said, you know, something like the hell with the cherries, fight the real fighters. And I thought about it and I said, that's what he's done. He's lost to all of them, but he's
Yeah.
done it. He's done it, Mikey. That goes to show the kind of heart that this dude has, as opposed to a lot of these other payasos that just want to be, keyboard warriors and, not fight each other, dog. And that's a big problem in boxing, American boxing at that, which is embarrassing, man, because boxing is a global sport. But as it goes to Richardson and Hitchens, look, man, he went in there and did what he was supposed to do and he looked good. He ends it with a body shot. I was like, wow, all right, Mikey. Where does Richardson Hitchens go from here?
They're 140, right? 140
Yeah,
pounders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 140.
Who's at 140? I gotta think about it. Uh, is Navarrete 140?
No,
Navarrete
Navarrete
140.
moved. No, Navarrete moved up to 135,
135. All right.
or he's going to move up to 135. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, who's at 140? Uh, I gotta think
140.
about it.
You got Matias. You got Teofimo Lopez is still at 140. You got
Oh yeah,
who else?
Haney,
Yeah,
Devin Haney. He called
Devin
Haney out.
Haney still at 140. Yeah,
Yeah, no, there's some
and
good fights at the kid from Pomona's at 140. What's his name? Uh, Tito
Me- Tito
Mercado.
Mercado.
Yeah, there's some good fights at 140, and this guy has skill, man. He has the skill to outbox fighters. I don't think he has the power to walk someone down and stop him. But he does have the skill, and he has a good jab, and the jab, that gives you the advantage, and he has a good jab. I like Hitchens. I like Hitchens. I like how he fights. He doesn't run like Devin Haney. Him and Teal will be a good fight. I give Teal the edge though, but it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, I think you would too. And Teal was there, and Teal got in the ring, and they kind of had like a friendly back and forth. You could see that Richardson Hitchens was like throwing a little bit of playful disrespect his way, hoping
Yeah,
that Teal would kind of jump at it. He never really did, and then he calls out Devin Haney, which a lot of people are against that fight. I was as well because I Richardson Hitchens was always kind of boring to me, but he showed me something different here. That's not to say that if he fights Devin Haney, it's gonna be a blockbuster fight. No, but if Haney has to fight somebody, I wouldn't mind seeing him against
Hitchens.
Richardson Hitchens. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm cool with that. I think he's got some skills, man, and I think we're seeing the making of a new star. Hopefully it's a guy that actually fights and is not a complete drama queen when it comes to numbers and money. I get it, man. I'm not against anybody getting paid. You got to get paid, man. It's a living. Anybody who's always like, oh, they're just doing it for the money. Well, yeah, homie, shoot, I get up and I go to work. I love being a truck driver, but shoot, homie, you got to pay me. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'm not, it's their job. So I'm not against them getting paid, but let's not. A lot of these dudes, man, want to overprice themselves because they know they're not going to get the fight. So hopefully he's not one of those guys. Hopefully he's like, you know what? If I got to take a little bit of a pay cut, but that's going to bring me more money down the line, so be it. I hope he's one of those guys, man. Let's see if he fights Teo. Let's see if he fights Devin Haney. But let's see, Mikey, where does George Kambosos go from
Jesus Christ. George Kambosos, man. He's a name. What's up? What's up? He's a name. He's known for losing, and he still gets the big fights. Keep doing what you're doing. Uh, let me see. There's a kid. I like this kid. I think they're in the same weight class. What's his name? Carmel. It's Carmel. Guys in the chats. Carmel. That kid that fights for Floyd Mayweather. That he's coming up. He has a little bit of fights, but he could fight Kambosos. Um, and he could get a nice finish on Kambosos. Carmel goes to the body. You know what I'm talking about, Ed?
here? Yeah,
Carmel. Molten. Molten.
Carmela Notion or something like that.
Molten.
Yeah, he
Carmel
looks
Molten. I think.
Carmel Moulton. Yeah, he looks a little bit like a Chucky doll.
Yeah, yeah. Put him
Yeah.
with these rising stars. Put him up there with Kambosos. He's been around the block, walked his dogs before. So put him with these rising stars coming up. Emiliano Vargas. He's a 140
Emiliano
pounder,
Vargas.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Put him on Emiliano. That's a
Rain was just
say
talking about Shawano Rain was just talking about Emiliano Vargas. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good fight for him. Good experience, and he could probably even take him in the dark. A little bit of deep waters into a couple of rounds to get a lot of experience, and then Moreno will get a sensational knockout and got a great name under him. So that's a great opportunity. Perfect fight, and I think Tom Pratt will do that. They both fight for top rank, if I'm not mistaken, right? Cambosis. I
Who?
think so.
Emiliano?
Emiliano fights for top rank, and Cambosis fights for top rank. No, I know Emiliano
I
does.
Emiliano. Okay, so yeah, top. I'm not sure who Cambosis is with actually, man.
He's not.
Um,
Because he gets a lot of opportunity.
he gets a lot of opportunities, man. I think but I'm with you, Mikey. I think at this, okay. All right, so I think there might be a few more big fights for him. Either a rematch with Tio, which nobody's asking for, but I think it was sell. Yeah, Dimitro's saying he's independent. I
So he's
think he is
independent.
independent. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, huh?
which leads me to my point right here, right? He is like this guy that can move around like a punching bag, right? It's like, okay, I need my guy to get some work. Exactly what you're pointing out, Mikey. I need my guy to
Hmm.
get some work. Who's a guy that people recognize? Oh, George Kambosos. Let's bring him over here. Now he can go over there. He can move around, man. Kambosos right now is probably this guy that I think I think they get a lot of phone calls. I really do, man. I really do
Yeah.
to get people some ring time against a notable name.
Yep.
So I want to see him versus Rolly at some point, dog. I really do. Nah, not against Adrian Broner, man. Let's not do
Nah,
that.
nah.
Nah,
Give it to my
okay.
boy Emiliano. Emiliano needs that name under his belt. He's a rising star. He's about that time to get a name like that, and it's perfect for Emiliano. The kids, you love Emiliano. He's a star in the making. He's got everything: the looks, the style, the demeanor, everything. Give him that fight under his belt. That's perfect for the
Or
kid.
or or give Emiliano Adrian Broner. I like that one. I
Okay,
like that. Yeah,
but Broner's like
Cambosis is
180.
independent,
That was
and he
a
should
gordo.
fight. He should fight Thurman. Oh gosh, man. Broner need a paycheck. Yeah, he needs a lot of things, man. But nonetheless, listen. Uh, just to end it with this, man. I respect George Kambosos. It doesn't mean I like him as a fighter or anything, but you know what? That guy is a warrior, man. Because he never went into the ring uh scared, or maybe he was afraid, but he fought. He went in there and he always tried to win. He always tried to win, and he fought them all, dog. He
He
fought.
beat
I mean,
Tio. He beat Tio.
he beat Tio, and yeah, he beat Tio. He beat
That's a
Tio.
clean
So
game.
give him Blair the Flair Cobb. Come on, man. Come on, that's a step down. Come on, come on, come on.
That's
Hey,
funny.
Mikey, Brian Norman Jr. fought earlier this week out in Japan. The guy looks good. People are ranting and raving on how sensational he looked. I only got to see the highlights, man. I mean, he looked like he was supposed to look. I don't know who this dude is. I don't know who that Japanese dude is. I thought he was supposed to beat him, and he did beat him, and he stopped him, and he looked good. Heck, he looked great. But against a guy that I don't know how much he really brings to the ring. I mean, how impressed are you with this, Mikey?
He went. He fought in enemy territory. I give him that. Uh, this guy had power. The Asian guy had power versus who? He had a good record with good knock. He had like 80% knockout ratio, something like that, 70. So he had good power. The Asian guy, but yeah, versus who? Versus who? And he did what he had to do, but he got a sensational knockout. Yeah, Brian Norman, man, that it was him versus Boots. But there's some names at 47, but I would love Brian Norman to move to 154. But the first time I see him, Ed, and this is the big debate. Me and I make fun of Dave. He's like, versus who is Brian Norman? Who? I'm like, dude, I don't know who he is, but I like his skill. He has skill. He has technique. He parried the shot and boom, he got him with that check hook. That guy has skill, man. He is pretty smart. So he's coming. Yeah.
There is something to that. It's like, okay, you know what? If you fight a nobody or a tomato can, just seeing the way you move in the ring and seeing your speed and seeing your power, at least for me personally, I could say like, hey, you know what? The guy looks good. It's not always about yeah, but against who? Against who? Yes, I get it. When the competition steps up, I get it. It's a little bit more of a level playing field. But I can at least see if a guy steps into the ring, even if he's fighting a nobody, as long as there's rounds. If he finishes guys like that with the snap of a finger, then I didn't get a chance to see how good this guy can be. But seeing the guy, the way he moves in the ring and his speed and the snap to his punches, I'm like, okay, no, this guy, I think this guy can compete,
Yeah,
especially at 147 right now, which is one of the glamorous divisions, but it's missing some superstars. I probably favor him, man, over everybody at 147, with the exception, of course, Connor the Destroyer Ben.
oh, that's a
But
good fight. That's a great fight right there. And I got
it's
Norman. I got Norman.
look, anybody who thinks it's a great fight, it's a great fight if you want to see Norman get destroyed. If you want to see
Yeah.
Norman get destroyed, then that's a great fight for you. But no, I'm look, in all reality, I'm joking around. I am a big Conor Ben fan. No, I think that is a really good fight. Now that Boots has gone to 154 officially, I think Brian Norman Jr., man. I think he's on top of the list, dog. I think I don't know who could dethrone him. Barrios, Steniones, um, any of these guys. I think Connor Ben is probably the top dog that probably stands a chance against him. Who else at 147 stands a chance against him, Mikey?
Yeah, there's a guy that I just saw an interview. There's a Puerto Rican, Mexican, Puerto Rican American, New Yorican maybe. His name's Boca Chica. He hurt him and dropped him in a fight. And I looked at the record. They stopped the fight. They made it no contest because they both were cut. But he dropped him and he hurt him, and he wants to fight Brian Norman because he stopped him before, but they called it a no contest. This happened a couple of fights prior his stardom. So let's see. There's always one guy, no matter who you are. There's always one guy that's your daddy in the division, and it could be a guy that sorry, but you can't beat that guy. And his name is Boca Chica. If you look it up, he's all over the media right now saying I want to fight him next. I stopped him before, and they called it a no contest. So let's see that. Let's see if he could put that to rest. I'm talking about Brian Norman.
You know what, Mikey? You made a great point. It's not about how great a fighter is, whether he can beat you or not. It's about can the fighter beat you personally, just like
Mm-hmm.
Kambosos beat Tio. Does that
Yep.
mean Kambosos is a better fighter than Tio? No, Tio can beat many more guys that Kambosos can, but Kambosos took it to Tio. So yeah,
Exactly.
no,
There's
I
only
get you.
one fighter that's your daddy. I always been saying that throughout watching my sport. There's always one fighter, and just you can't look good against him. He knows you. Just like Tank Davis versus what's that guy he just fought? Uh,
Roach, Lamont Roach.
Roach, Lamar, his sparring partner. He knows him in and out and in and out. And if he fights him, I think the same thing's gonna happen because he already knows him. That's his daddy. That's what I'm talking about. There's always one guy that has your number, no matter what. And it could be that guy Boca Chica, and I want to see that now because he's all over the press and saying, "I stopped him. They called it a no contest. I beat this guy. I hurt him." So yeah,
Yeah, Ortiz is at 154 though.
yeah,
Uh, it's called I got your number. Yeah, but here on Los Tres
exactly,
Chingones,
exactly.
here on Los Tres Chingones is called I'm your papi. So,
Yeah. Oh
hey,
yeah.
so check this out, man. All right, so we got okay. We've been all we've all been a little bit perplexed on what's going on with Canelo. We're gonna watch a video right now and break it down. We've all been like, okay, what's going down with Canelo and Crawford? Okay, they said it's happening in Vegas. All right, it's on Netflix. We knew that. We reported that last week. Now we know. Okay, we saw the clapback with the Golden Boy talking about like, hey, it's gonna be during the day. It's gonna be during the day. All right. So I had said, Mikey, I had said it looks like there is some bad blood with the Turk and and
De la Hoya.
Oscar now. Yeah, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's break this down a little bit. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're just gonna watch what the Turk has to say right here as the lawyer comes up. Let's go.
Questions for the fighters, but before we do that, we'd like to hear from the media first. We have an open mic for some questions. Let's turn it over now.
Where are you going exactly? Show me.
All right, maybe I should have had this a little bit more.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Oh, here we
وبركاته.
go.
فهد الشهري من قناة العربية. بداية نرحب بكم دوما في مدينة الرياض وفي موسم الرياض. الخطوة الأولى سؤالي معالي تركي آل الشيخ. الخطوة الأولى للقاء الأكبر أو النزال الأكبر في العالم تبدأ من الرياض. ماذا يمثل لك هذا؟
Mikey, what did you think about the question, man?
I just heard. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I just heard this. You got me.
All right. No, no, all right. The Turk addresses it right now, but it's the next question I want to get to. All right.
Okay, I was like, what the hell? Threw me a curveball, man.
No, he addresses it right now. What?
Next time, I want the question in English, please. And start with the international media, please. Thank you for the questions. It's mean that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia now is big player in the boxing field around the world. Now the great fight in the last 3 years happened here in the kingdom, but this fight is the biggest, and we assist to have it in America to go worldwide, sponsoring and financing and everything by us.
All right, so he's about to address the Tom and Jerry thing, and it's the following question because the time of day, that's one thing that we don't know yet. Ah, shoot.
You gotta pay the
All right.
dues.
Yeah, let me skip this. All right, here we go.
All right, looks like we have another question from this side.
I have a question for His Excellency. You said many times now that you don't want any more of these Tom and Jerry fights where one fighter is chasing the other one. What is your plan to kind of stop these fights?
We will not have him anymore. This is the first thing. The second, we will have in this fight and the next fight bonus for KO.
And then
Ooh.
secondly, there's been some.
Hey, Mikey. Okay, what do you think of that? Mark in the chat. That's Spencer, Mark. Yeah, former six-time division champion, Hall of Famer Oscar De La Hoya. shout out to Mark and PYP Boxing. Mikey, what do you think of that? He said, with this fight, starting with this fight, there will be a bonus for a knockout.
I mean,
What's your thoughts on that?
how much is the bonus? Because Canelo doesn't need the bonus. I think this is for Crawford, because he's getting a nice, he's getting like 10 mil, and he gets another mil, another whatever. So this is directed to Crawford. It's not for Canelo. Canelo doesn't need the money, and Canelo, it doesn't run. So yeah, I like it. Don't run, and there's incentives if you don't run and if you fight, because that's what we want to see, a fight, not a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I like it.
I like it too, and I think you're onto something, Mikey. When it's a mega fight like this, where somebody is getting paid, I don't know how much Canelo's making, but yeah, the bonus isn't really gonna, sway Canelo one way or the other because he's already, making tons of money. But he said from
150, I
now
think.
on.
150 mil.
Okay, well, he said the Turk said from now on, starting with this fight, right? Starting with this fight, there will be a bonus for knockout. But yeah, is that going to sway Canelo one way or the other? No, he's making over $100 million, so it doesn't matter. But the fights moving forward, yeah, I think it could have an impact, man. But yeah, I like it. If you go in there and you stop your opponent, that might even change the way fighters fight. I mean, or train
Yeah.
for the training camp.
And Ed, that's a page of Dana White in the UFC. They get the bonus. You know that. So
Right.
yeah, I like it. That's the influence of UFC and Dana White, and I like it.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Social media speculation will say about when this fight is going to take place. So when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place?
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, this is where I want to get to it. Okay, I brought this up last week to everybody. I said, man, it looks like there's bad blood between Oscar and the Turk. From Oscar, 6-time division world champion, is still clap Thursday, and look what happens. Look what he says right now.
Can you be specific?
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name.
Damn.
I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya waste my time with this question. Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number 1 in the world.
Ooh.
This is Canelo and Crawford.
Oh wow. So UFC's
right.
taking a back seat. The UFC's taking a back seat.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's break down what he said right there. So he said at 10 a.m. he's gonna be having breakfast with, because there's still no specific time. Mikey, I look to see to buy tickets, right? Not because I'm gonna buy tickets, but just to see if there's a time set in the day on when this fight's gonna take place. All of them said TBA, to be announced. So there's still no, and I also looked at the UNLV versus Idaho State, which that game is supposed to be taking place at Allegiant Stadium as
Mhm.
well that same day. I looked to buy tickets for that game. Guess what that said? TBA, to be
Ooh.
announced. Yet both of them have the same date, September 13th. So, I mean, yeah, as of right now, we don't know exactly when. He just said he's going to have breakfast at 10 a.m. and then go and do the fights real quick and then go do something else. But hey, what's your thoughts on all this, Mikey?
Well, I don't know if you heard the last part, Ed. He said, of course it's going to be in peak time. This is boxing, the greatest sport in whatever. So peak time, what time is peak time? At 11 o'clock in the morning or at 7 o'clock at night? So that if you rewind it, he said peak time. Of
All
course it's
right,
going to be in peak time.
all right, let's see. I didn't catch that. Let's
The last part he said, after he talked about dinner and all that, and De La Hoya.
okay, let's see.
Navant, is it business travel?
He's going to shout, man. They got to pay the bills.
All right, here we go.
The question in English, please.
All right,
And start with the international media.
hang on.
Player in the boxing.
All right, looks like we have another question from this side.
Okay, let's listen to it.
I have a question for His Excellency.
All right.
You said many times now that you don't want any more of these Tom and Jerry fights where one fight.
Wait, hold on.
He went too
So
far.
when will it be?
Who's asking about the time and the place?
Okay.
Can you be specific?
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September.
Watch.
Oscar De La Hoya waste my time with this question.
Watch.
Of course, this is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number 1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
You heard? Of
I,
course, it's in the peak. Unless he's using peak in a different.
I don't know if he said peak though, Mikey. I think he's okay. Let's listen
And
to
the
it one more
peak?
time
What
right
does
here.
that peak
Okay.
mean?
All right. Let's
Of
see.
course,
Let's
it's in
see.
the
It's
peak.
quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. You waste, Oscar De La Hoya waste my time with this question. Of course, it is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number one in the world.
In the
This is
peak?
Canelo and Crawford.
I think he's saying big. I think he's saying big. I think
Yeah,
he's saying
you know
big.
what? Turkey doesn't know English, dude. I don't understand that. Fool. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking MAGA, but I don't understand what the hell he's saying. Damn, dude. That gives me mad too. Yeah, I don't understand what he. Of course, it's in the beak. Beak, like it's big or peak? But this is boxing. God damn it, dog. Now we don't know. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, but he said breakfast at 10 at the MGM. Then they're gonna go across the street. I think he said in the I think he said big. I think he said, well, of course, it's a big sport, best boxing in the world, or sport in the world, or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm
he
with you.
said
I
something
couldn't
about
really.
going at night and watch the fight. He said, "I'm gonna eat breakfast and then we're gonna go watch the fights." He's gonna go
No,
watch the
no,
the
he
UFC.
said no. He said corjono. I don't know what that is. He said because it's corjono. I don't know what that stuff is, dog. I couldn't tell you. All I said, all what what I did understand is that he said he's gonna have breakfast at 10 a.m. with Dana
Mm-hmm,
White at the MGM, and then he said go across the street and have
mm-hmm.
the fights real quick, and
What
then
what
that they were
fights?
gonna
What fights? What fights are those? The UFC or
I
boxing?
I think the boxing. I I I,
What?
I think it's the boxing. I think it's the boxing.
Well, De
If
La
I
Hoya
had to
is
guess,
right.
he might be. Yeah, yeah, he might be. He might be. But I mean, they don't get along anymore. They
Yeah.
used to get. They used to be, partners. But I look, man. Turkish, taking shots back. So yeah. Well, hey, we'll see what's up with that, man. But damn, I didn't think we was gonna take our full hour right here, man. I kind of wanted to drop the link and have somebody jump on, but um, well, Mikey, well, we do have a venue. Last week we didn't know what the venue was, but it is gonna be at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Raiders. That football game still supposed to be taking place that same day as it stands right now. So, um, you cool with it, Mikey? You cool with it being during the day?
I mean, no, no, man. This is boxing. It's supposed to be at night, peak time. This is the biggest sport in the world, man. Canelo versus. So yeah, dude. I hope he's saying he's gonna watch the UFC, eat breakfast with Dana White, then they're gonna walk together and watch the UFC because the UFC is gonna be in Vegas, right? It's not gonna be in Noche
No, no,
where is it
no, no,
in
no,
Florida?
no, in San Antonio. In San
Okay,
Antonio.
so
The problem, okay, so here's the problem with the scheduling, Mikey, is the fact that there's a college football game at Allegiant Stadium that's supposed to take place that same day. As of right now, I looked it up. As of right now, that date has not changed. There's no set time. That's what I was saying earlier. The time on both events is TBA, to be announced. But
yeah,
apparently, apparently as it stands right now, both UNLV versus Idaho State and Canelo versus Crawford is supposed to take place at Allegiant Stadium on the same day as it stands right now. That's the scheduling problem.
yeah. I don't know, man. We got to figure it out. We have to figure it out.
Okay, I would say this, man, because a lot of people say like, hey, who cares what time of day as long as we get the fights. Okay, all right. Look, I'm with that. If it means we're gonna get the fight, but we have to watch it during the day. fine. I'd rather watch it during the day than not get the fight at all.
Yeah.
That does not mean to me who cares. No, if you can make it at nighttime, make it at nighttime. We had David on here last week, and he's all like, "Hey, man, fights back in the day used to be during used to be during the day." And yeah, yeah, so some fights they were, but it hasn't been like that for years. And no, man, if you're not if you're not having that fight across the pond and you're having it here, then it should be prime time here.
Yep.
I know we're sounding like, spoiled, rotten boxing fans, and maybe we are. But, dog, this is the biggest fight in quite a long time. And we're going to get it at noon? Nah, man, with two American fighters in the mecca of American boxing, Las Vegas. It's not New York anymore. It hasn't been New York for decades. I'm tired of Madison Square Garden. Whenever Madison Square Garden gets brought up, people are like, "Oh man, the mecca of boxing, dog." That has not been the mecca of boxing in decades, man. It's been Vegas. Um, Two American fighters in Vegas, and we're gonna get it at lunchtime. Like I just and I don't like it. But again, if that means you get the fight or you don't get the fight, then of course I'm gonna say make the fight during the day. So it doesn't mean I don't have a problem with it though.
Yeah.
But
And Ed, when you said American fighters, you're talking about North America and South America, right?
yeah, you're right, Mikey. You're right. You're right. My Canelo, que viva Mexico, cabrones. You're right. You're right. I mean
Yeah.
fighters on this side of the world. Yeah, you're
Yeah, I
right.
got you.
You're
I
right.
got you.
You're
You meant the Americas. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
right. Viva Los Americas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game in the morning and fights at night. I look, man. They need to work something out. You got the Turk. You got a freaking trillionaire. You got the Turk, man. Work something out with double NCA and work it out with them. Say, hey, listen, man, have that game early in the morning. But at the same time, you need, I don't know how long it takes, but
Yeah. To clean, set it up.
yeah, you need time to set up and break down, man. So, you know, I, I don't know, man. I think it's probably a faster to break down the ring and break down everything than it is to set it up. But and then if this game goes into overtime, I mean there's a lot of variables that can happen right here, man. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
anything else, Mikey, before we wrap it up, big dog?
No, man. Just want to give a shout out to Dave. Shout out to La Raza. Shout out to you, man. And keep safe, man. Everyone.
Yes, sir. A little bit of a slow boxing weekend. There's a couple fights across the pond. I'll be checking them out during the day because they're across the pond. That's why they're during the day because they're over there on that side. Do not have fights on this side during the day. See, now I'm starting to get myself upset, man. But all right, hey, man, that this, that's my Zavala for Mikey TV 365. Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Shout out to our brother David Contreras. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Catch you guys all next round.